They laughed when the alien queen unleashed her albino nightmare on a human foreman until the chains went slack. The dragon bowed, and the palace realized the most dangerous thing in the room had never been the beast. The alien queen had collected monsters the way lesser nobles collected jewels. Her greatest prize crouched at the center of the imperial menagerie, an albino void dragon. Enormous, even by its species standards, its scales the color of bone and moonlight, its eyes pale and pitiless as frozen stars. Chains of gravitic alloy anchored it to the basalt floor, humming with enough power to shatter a city. The dragon had slaughtered 3 previous handlers, all of them decorated alien beastmasters who had sworn no creature lived that could defy their dominance. The queen adored that fact. This one, she often said from her obsidian throne, bows to no one. That is why it is mine. So when the human foreman was brought before her court, laughter rippled through the chamber. He was unarmored. No noble markings, no psionic crown. Just a tall, broad-shouldered man in a work coat stained with oil and dust, hands scarred by decades of labor. He had been hired to oversee repairs on the palace's fusion underworks after a containment failure, an expendable outsider, useful and forgettable, until the dragon noticed him. The beast's head rose. Chains screamed as it surged forward, jaws parting to reveal a furnace of white fire. Courtiers recoiled. Guards raised weapons. The queen leaned forward, smiling, eager to watch another fool die. The foreman did not run. He stopped at the edge of the menagerie ring, planted his boots, and looked up at the dragonaut with fear. Not with awe, but with the flat, assessing stare of someone examining a broken machine. "Easy," he said, voice calm, carrying across the chamber. "I see you," the dragon roared. The sound shook banners loose from the ceiling. Energy flared along the chains. The queen laughed openly now. "Human," she purred, "you stand before a creature bred to annihilate cities. It does not understand your noises." The foreman nodded, as if she had confirmed something he already knew. He took one step closer. The guards shouted. The queen raised a clawed hand to silence them. She wanted this moment. The dragon lunged again, then stopped, its head tilted. The pale eyes narrowed, not with rage, but with focus. The court went silent. The foreman crouched, slowly, deliberately, placing one hand on the stone floor. He turned his head slightly, exposing his neck, a gesture so subtle, most of the aliens missed it entirely. The dragon inhaled, not to breathe fire, to scent. Its nostrils flared. A low rumble replaced the roar, vibrating through the chains and into the floor. The queen's smile faltered. "What are you doing?" she demanded. The foreman didn't look back. "Letting it decide," he said. "Decide what?" The dragon lowered its head until its massive snout hovered a meter from the human's face. Heat rolled off its scales. One careless movement would mean death. The human didn't flinch. Instead, he spoke again, softly. "You're tired. They keep you bound. They poke and prod and call it ownership. I've seen it before." The queen rose to her feet. "It cannot understand you." "No," the foreman agreed. "But it understands tone, posture, intent." He stood and did something no handler had ever survived. He turned his back on the dragon. A collective gasp tore through the court. For a heartbeat. Nothing happened. Then the chains slackened, not from power loss, but from the dragon stepping back. The massive creature folded its wings partially, lowering itself closer to the ground. The rumble deepened, shifting in pitched submission. The queen's claws dug into the arms of her throne. Impossible. The foreman turned around again, meeting the dragon's eyes. Slowly, deliberately, he extended his hand, not toward its head, but toward the chain itself. He rested his fingers against the gravitic alloy, feeling its vibration. "You don't need these," he murmured. "You're strong enough without them." The dragon exhaled, a controlled plume of heat that curled around the human without burning him. Its head dipped lower. It bowed the chamber, erupted into chaos, shouting, alarms, weapons powering up until the queen screamed for silence. Her voice trembled. "Human, Command it. The foreman looked at her then, really looked at her, and for the first time she felt like prey. It's not mine to command, he said. That's the point. He turned back to the dragon. But if you want, he added, we can make a deal. The dragon's tail lashed once. Its eyes flicked to the queen, then back to the human. The foreman stepped away from the chain and pointed not aggressively, just clearly toward the far end of the menagerie, where the ceiling opened to the sky. Walk, he said. The dragon rose. Chains snapped like thread, guards fired. Beams scattered harmlessly against ancient scales. The queen shouted orders that no one could hear over the thunder of wings unfolding, but the dragon did not. Tack it followed step by massive step. It moved behind the human foreman, head lowered, wings tucked. Each motion deliberate and restrained. When it reached the open sky, it paused, then looked back at him. The foreman nodded once, with a deafening rush of air. The albino void dragon launched itself free of the palace. Vanishing into the clouds, silence fell again. The queen stared at the empty chains. Her empire's greatest symbol of power gone. Her voice was hoarse. What are you? The foreman wiped dust from his hands. A human, he said. We build things. We fix things. And when something dangerous has been treated like a tool for too long, he met her gaze without bowing. We remind it that it's alive. He turned and walked out of the throne room, leaving an alien queen who had just learned a terrifying truth. Some creatures do not obey strength, they obey understanding, and humans had mastered both.